It's Monday night, and you know what that means. Downstairs Entertainment, in association with Davey Boy Productions, presents Part 2 of Rex Rivetter Private Eye in The Long Con. This season builds on the characters and plot lines from previous episodes, so if you haven't caught up, we recommend you go back and listen to the episodes that you missed. We'll be here when you get back. Welcome back! And now, ladies and gentlemen, the second part of Rex Rivetter Private Eye in The Long Con.
An old client brought around her beau an ex-boxer named Jimmy Sloane last night because he had some work for me. It was late and I haven't slept much in the past several months. So I asked him to come back at a more decent hour, when I would have a clearer head. I got a few details before they left, though. Sloane's little brother might be mixed up with a goon named John Roselli, or Handsome Johnny, as he likes to be called. Our paths crossed back in March, about the same time that I stopped sleeping. But he disappeared out of Los Angeles before I could take my retribution. I did some digging on him back then and found out that Roselli's a big fish in a deep pond. So I'll need to pack my deep sea rod. A Remington pump-action job stowed in the back of my closet. My name is Rivetter, and I have a score to settle. Lila and Sloane are nothing, if not punctual.
Good morning. Although what somebody could find good about this ungodly hour is anyone's guess.
It's 10 a.m., hardly what most people would call an ungodly hour.
Well, Sweet Pea, I am hardly most people. Aren't you going to invite me in?
Oh, sure. Make yourself at home.
Where were you hiding the broom?
What?
The broom. I see you cleaned up the glass by the door, and you shaved and took a bath. Look at you.
Where's Sloane?
Jimmy? Oh, he'll be along. He's looking for a parking spot. I can't believe how many people are up and about this time. Why, I don't even speak English until after 2.
You lead quite a life now.
Don't I, though? Glitz, glamour, diamonds, and furs.
At Lou's place?
Well, all right, maybe not diamonds, but I'm pretty sure I saw a possum in the alley as I was leaving the other night. They have fur. My life is a dream, Rex. All I need now is a man to share it with.
What's Sloane?
Jimmy? He's swell. But a girl likes to have a thrilling conversation now and again about something other than pugilism. And as much as I like James, he's not so great with the scintillating dialogue. Also, his timing is horrible.
Mr. Rivetter, thanks for seeing me again.
Come in. Hatch yourself an egg on the couch.
Thanks. Hey, you cleaned up the glass?
Come and sit next to me, you big lug.
All right, now that I've had some shut-eye, let's start from the top.
I need coffee. Anyone else? Rex?
Sure.
Jimmy?
No thanks, Lila. I drank some last night and too much coffee gives me the jitters.
Of course it does. 2 cups of Lila's Famous coming up.
Jimmy sinks into my couch, so I start the routine. It's like putting on a winter coat. Familiar, but not the most comfortable. Doesn't take much to get him going. Start at the top.
All right. It's like I was telling you last night. I'm a boxer. Well, was a boxer. Retired. I got this problem with me balance. Too many shots to the side of me melon, I guess. You see me fight, you know what I mean.
Go on.
Right. So, anyways, I got this little brother, see, Andy. He used to go to the gym with me when I was training. He'd carry me bag or make sure I had towels or water or whatever, you know, like he was me little helper. But as he gets older, he starts doing a little training himself. Now, I ain't one of those guys that thinks fighting's no good, you know? I mean, it done alright by me, usually. I had some good fights and some bad, but it's like that for everything, I figure. Doctors and plumbers and stuff, they got good days and bad, right? And if he wants to fight, there's no way I was going to stop him, even if I could, you see? So I started introducing him to guys around the gym, you know, trainers and managers and whatnot. Before too long, Andy's getting fights. He wins a couple and he starts getting better fights. That's the way it goes with that. Well, a few months ago, he calls me up and says he's got this new trainer and a slick new manager that's getting him good bouts. Undercard stuff, but still good. And he's licking these guys like they're bums. Now, my little brother's a fine boxer, but he ain't that fine, so I start thinking there maybe something ain't on the up and up, you know? I start asking around some of my old fight buddies. They keep telling me something ain't right about this manager, see? That him and the trainer are known for dive and ditches.
Dive and ditches?
Yeah, that's when they find some guy to build up with this undercard stuff, see? Building him up a rep. And then when the heavy money starts to flow at the betting houses and whatnot, bang! They bet on the other guy and tell you to take a dive.
Got it.
To add injury to insult, the guy you gotta take a dive from is some new blood they're bringing up. Basically, you gotta fall to you. Only it's you from 3 years ago, you know what I mean? And it starts to hit you, maybe you wasn't all that great to begin with. Maybe the whole thing was a sham. Just some way for the guys in suits to make a buck.
Is that what happened to you?
Hey, look, boxing ain't for the weak-hearted. They got to Lamada, they can get to anyone. If the mob wants in, they get in.
I thought you said your brother was bright.
Well, Andy's brighter than me, which ain't saying much. Look, I ain't no Mr. Wizard or whatever, but I know a thing or two about the boxing game, and...
How is Handsome Johnny involved?
Oh, that guy. He's supposed to own part of a club and casino in Las Vegas, except no one's supposed to know he owns it. Something about him being connected with the mob and such. I don't know no details. All I know is I heard his name.
He's in Vegas.
I guess so.
And so is your brother.
Yeah.
And I guess I'm going to Vegas.
Ooh, Las Vegas. I always wanted to go there.
You did? I didn't know that. Why would you want to go there?
Are you kidding? Wild, late-night exotic entertainment? What's not to like?
What's the name of the club?
What?
The club that Handsome Johnny owns. What's the name?
Oh, I don't remember. Some horse name, I think.
Silver?
What?
That's the name of a horse.
No, that wasn't it.
Diablo? Napoleon.
No, I can't.
Francis!
That was a mule.
Pie.
What?
It's Velvet Brown's horse and National Velvet. Don't you go to the pictures? Oh, Bucephalus. Flicka?
Lila, I can't think with you talking.
Never mind.
It's all right. You two go pack. I'll be by Lila's place this afternoon. We'll figure something out on the drive.
Las Vegas. This is so exciting. I may never come home.
They collect their things and head out, making plans on what to bring and where they'll go. Sloane will drop Lila off first and head to his own place to pack a bag before swinging back to her place. I promise I'll meet them there by 3 o'clock. I almost feel bad about the lie, but Lila's last words steel me. I may never come home. If things go south, that may be my fate, but I'm not willing to risk anyone else's. It's Handsome Johnny or me. One of us isn't coming back. The drive out to Sin City is a long one, but the time seems to pass quickly. It's funny how quickly your thoughts turn sour. Odd funny, not laugh funny. Nothing has been laugh funny since the spring. I wonder if I should have gone and seen her. The thought of looking down on her lifeless form tears a hole in my gut. But maybe seeing it with my own eyes would have been better than all the things I've pictured. I've always spent a lot of time inside my own head, and 6.5 hours on a stretch of road gives a man plenty of time to think. But and run through a dozen scenarios of coming face to face with John Roselli. Each one ends in violence. I can feel my fingers gripping the steering wheel tighter and tighter, knuckles turning white. I try to concentrate on something relaxing. Better days. Laughter. But every time I do, my thoughts lead me back to Jenny. Then to the burning wreck. And then back to Roselli. And all the things I want to do to him to make him pay. 270 some odd miles later, I hang a left on Las Vegas Boulevard and pull into a graveled driveway. I'm greeted by a 6-foot-tall ceramic Kodiak bear standing on his hind legs just off the road. The Alaskan Motel, the sign says. It sprawls out like a prospector dragging himself through the desert into town, only to collapse 1,000 yards from civilization. I make for the office.
Howdy, mister. Checking in?
That's right.
I can help you with that. My name's Clark.
All right.
Fixing to do some gambling?
Something like that.
Or maybe you're looking for some company. You know, I know a few young ladies.
Just the room.
Rightio.
He turns to pull a key from a board behind him.
Number 7 is available. Mighty lucky room.
That's fine.
Okay, friend, that'll be $7.
$7?
Well, I said it was a lucky room. Anything else I can get you?
A phone book.
Sure, mister. You gotta make a call. I can dial it up for you. Just tell me what you're looking for and...
Just the pages. He gives me an odd look, but hands me what I need. I sign the register, take the phone book, and head back to my car to get my things. A man is waiting for me in the parking lot.
Hey, mister, could you help a fellow out? I hit a bad streak last night. I just need a few dollars to get back on my feet.
Can't help you.
Yeah, I was up almost $300 over at the Riviera, and this slick guy sat down at a table and things went south quick.
Get lost.
I don't need much, just a little stake. You know how it is.
Are you deaf?
You don't gamble?
Not with money?
Although I guess the way I'm playing, it's not gambling. I'm a pretty good poker player. You see, you don't play the cards, you play the player.
That's when Clark sticks his head out of the door.
Hey! I thought I told you to clear out of here. Don't you harass the paying customers.
Ah, come on. I'm just trying to pick up some change or something. A few dollars to stake me.
Get before I call the law. You just ignore him, sir. He's a good-for-nothing bum. And if he ain't cleared out of here in 1 minute, I'm gonna call the cops.
I'm going.
I dig into my pocket and parking lot man looks at me hopefully, but his eyes change when I pull out my car keys instead of cash. Once he turns away, I look to Clark, but he's gone back inside. So I grab my suitcase and my fishing equipment and head to room number 7. So far, lucky doesn't mean much around here. Once inside my room, I inspect the tools I brought. It's busy work because I checked it all before I left LA, but it gives my mind a chance to go over what little I know about the man I'm hunting. By going through old newspapers, I discovered that Handsome Johnny came out from Chicago in the 40s after a stint in prison. He likes to dress nice, but not too flashy. Nothing to draw too much attention to himself. He likes to be in the company of beautiful women, and they like him. I knew from personal experience that he has his fingers in a lot of pies. I crossed his path 6 months ago while working for Hollywood Madam Maxine Spasamonte, trying to find her little black book. That case resulted in the death of Abe Breslow, a guy I knew from the Army, and my secretary, Jenny McIntosh, both at the hands of Roselli. The rest of what I knew were just stories. The most popular were about Roselli, the movie producer, a smooth-talking swell guy at some outfit named Monogram Studios. Rumor has it he got some crooner into a war picture that won him an award. and is helping boost his career. But that's not the Roselli I'm interested in. I want the mobster. I want the monster. The only other whisper I've heard in the last 6 months was that Roselli had blown town. Maybe he went back east or ran off to Europe. Italy for a while. Nobody was sure about anything except he hadn't been seen lately. At least that's what I heard. Until last night. 2 pistols, a shotgun, and enough ammunition to choke a horse. I'm not saddled with any expectations that I'll be returning to Los Angeles. About the most I can hope to achieve is to bring a little rain into Handsome Johnny's days for a while. That'll have to be enough.
Hi, this is Greg McAfee, writer and co-producer of Rex Rivetter Private Eye. Sometimes when I'm stuck in the dungeon, writing room at Downstairs Entertainment, trying to come up with words to put on paper, I imagine a life of fresh air and open plains where I'm free to roam the range on my trusty steed, Farfignugan. Like many a man growing up and watching old westerns on TV, I long for the life of the lone hero, which is just one of the reasons I enjoy Winnebago Warrior, the tale of John Waynaby. How I've longed to hear someone whisper as I pass by, "Who is that tall, mysterious, handsome, and possibly sunburned stranger riding high in the captain's seat of his RV? Who else? His name is John Waynaby. Out traveling this great land of ours on the lonely trail in search of folks to help and souvenirs. Going wherever the wind takes him. He's on the road to adventure, and his first stop, Paducah, Kentucky. You know, the western part of Kentucky, where John decides to help out the McCoys, Axe, Lizzie, and Hatchet. He's aiming to keep their land from being stolen by the evil land baron, Sam Wellington. Sam is trying to steal the land so he can build one of his Walmarts, because that one's not trademarked. And how could John resist helping, especially with Lizzie batting her eyelashes suggestively? If you, like me, enjoy original audio dramas with heart, humor, and some fancy guitar playing, you'll love Winnebago Warrior. And if you're not careful, you might just learn something about yourself, or at least come away with a fancy Western dialect like mine. Winnebago Warrior, The Tale of John Waynaby is an Audio Oblivious production, written and directed by Austin Beach and Scott Phillips. Starring Scott Phillips, Mike Jansen, Austin Beach, and do not miss Sarah Golding as Lizzie McCoy. She is priceless. Well, I guess that's about all the time I got, so I'm headed back down to the basement, writing room, and you all gotta get back to Rex. So adios. And remember what my lovely wife Rhiannon always says to me. What are you doing out of the dungeon? Get back to work. Y'all take care now, you hear?
And now we return to Rex Rivetter Private Eye in Part 2 of The Long Con.
I go through the yellow pages looking for casinos or saloons with a horse's name. This was once a stop for silver miners, so there's plenty of them. The Appaloosa Club, the Arabian Ranch, the Hackney House, the Pinto Club, the Palomino Casino Bar and Grill. There was the Thoroughbred Club, and even a place called J.E.W.'s Horseshoe Lounge. I'm not sure what I was expecting. A picture of Roselli on the page? Room number 7 wasn't that lucky. So I wrote down the names and addresses and returned the phone book to Clark. My only course of action is to spend the evening hitting them all. It's not much to go on, but it's all I have. Here's a simple fact of life. When you're looking for someone, they're never, ever in the first place you go. The Appaloosa was a dive bar about 3 miles outside of town. Neither of the inhabitants, the grizzled 70-year-old bartender or his dog, had ever heard of anyone named Roselli. I believed him. Nobody called Handsome had stepped foot in that place since the Coolidge administration. People you look for aren't in the second place either. The Arabian Ranch had been closed for over a year. according to a guy at the standard gas station across the street. The Hackney and the Pinto were a bust, too. It took some convincing and a few threats with a pull cue to get in the answers, though. I was growing increasingly angry. To be this close to the end but not be able to find the finish line was maddening. The next stop was the Palomino.
Can I take your hat, sir?
I'm not staying. I'm just looking for someone.
Oh?
5'8", 5'9", dark hair, slick back, nice suit.
Mister, that describes half the lugs in here.
A fancy dresser, but not too fancy.
Go fish.
Name's Roselli.
Who?
John Roselli. Sometimes goes by Handsome Johnny. One eyebrow creeps up her forehead.
Sorry, Mac. Never heard of him.
You don't mind if I ask around?
Hey, mister!
I pass by a waiter and relieve him of some dishes. Now that I have your attention, I'm looking for someone named Roselli.
Hey!
John Roselli. Anybody know him?
Mister!
Somebody here must know Handsome Johnny Roselli. No?
Hey!
A penguin waddles up from the back of the room.
Sir!
My last plate joins the rest of the dishes in a pile on the floor.
Sir!
I grab him by the lapels and drive him against the wall. His head narrowly missing an oil painting of a nude broad with red hair. How about you, Chuckles? You know where I can find Roselli?
Miss Linwood, telephone the police.
Yes, sir.
No, unhand me!
Not till I get some answers. Some skinny guy in one of the red velvet booths stands up.
Stop this right now.
Mind your business. Now tell me where I can find Roselli.
Mr. Roselli is not here!
But you know where he is. Or where he goes.
Hey, pal, what are you, drunk? Why don't you just go home and sleep it off?
I ignore the toothpick and direct my attention to the main course. You're gonna tell me what I want to know. How painful it is depends on you.
Sir,
The back of his melon finds a heavily gilded frame of the painting behind him. Last chance before things get nasty.
Sir?
Myron, are you just going to stand there?
Now look here, sir.
I drop a lapel and pull a .38 from my waistband. Sit down, Myron. All right, funky suit. Let me explain. I'm looking for Roselli. He killed someone. Someone very close to me. And as you can see, it's time for a payback. Do you know where I might find him?
Sir, please.
Swing him around and toss him onto a table. The couple sitting there don't seem to want any company. How about you, mister? You know John Roselli?
No.
No. Ma'am?
Good heavens!
The maitre d' starts to wiggle, so I slam the butt of my gun against his temple. The place is emptying out. Just me, the couple in front of me, and the fat guy in the suit laying across their dinner. You two having a good evening? What is it? Anniversary?
Promotion?
Albert!
No kidding. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Albert!
You should really get going, though. I imagine the police will be here soon. They seemed nice.
Sir, please.
Okay, playtime's over. I'm really starting to lose my patience. What's your name?
Vaughn?
All right, Vaughn. I'm gonna ask you one last time. And then, I'm probably gonna shoot you in a very uncomfortable place. Where can I find John Roselli?
Ruby.
What?
Ruby Linwood. She knows him. Ask her.
Linwood. The dame that was just here?
Yes, that's her. Now please.
You told her to call the cops.
Yes, there's a telephone in the office just down that hall.
I loosen my grip on him a little. You're a hell of a guy, Vaughn.
Sir?
Look at me. I'm angry. With a gun. I could be a mental case for all you know. And you're letting me loose on that girl. What is she, all of 25? Shut up. That's for you. My tip for your service. Consider yourself lucky it's not more.
Yes, sir.
You know who I am?
No, sir. I don't. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Remember that when the cops ask. You've never seen me before, and you hope you never see me again. Got it?
Yes, sir. I've never seen you.
Good man. Now, Scram, I need to have some words with your girl. I find my way down the hall to the office. I can hear Ruby's voice in half of a conversation.
I don't know his name, but he's scared off half the customers and he's throwing Fawn around like a paper doll. How should I know what he wants? Keeps asking for Handsome Johnny, and he's angry as hell. Get somebody down here and take care of this.
She turns and stares at me, but doesn't seem the least bit afraid.
He's here. No, I mean he's right here, staring at me.
She gets a little smile on her face and hands me the receiver.
He wants to talk to you.
Who?
Handsome Johnny.
Tonight's episode of Rex Rivetter Private Eye starred Randy Coull and featured Cristyn Chandler as Ruby. Guest stars were Dawn Oliwa as Lila and Tom Steward as Jimmy Sloane, with appearances by Tom Block, Tom Raftery, Benjamin Groh, Bill Deerfield, and Heather Deerfield. It was written by Greg McAfee and is transcribed in San Diego, California. It was produced by Downstairs Entertainment, with recording, sound, and editing by Davey Boy Productions. Rex Rivetter Private Eye is a part of the Fatecrafter Studios. Find other great shows at fatecrafters.net. The Rex Rivetter theme, Nightmare, by the Artie Shaw Orchestra, is used with permission of Music Sales Corp. Rex Rivetter is directed by Rhiannon McAfee, with vocal, sound, and technical direction by Dave Rivas. If you love our show, you can donate towards production costs at www.patreon.com/Rex Rivetter. Next Monday, catch our recap show, Riveting Conversations, wherever you listen to Rex, for behind-the-scenes interviews with cast and crew. If you enjoyed tonight's episode, please find us on the internet at www.dsentertain.com or on the Facebook or the Twitter. And be sure to join us in 2 weeks, same time and place, for the exciting third part of Rex Rivetter Private Eye and The Long Con. For Downstairs Entertainment, this is Greg McAfee speaking.